We're going to be talking about the shoulders and the chest. Okay, so everybody wants a big chest like Arnold, and everybody wants, humongous shoulders for that V-taper look that everybody wants. So first, we are going to be talking about the chest because it's a pretty straightforward muscle group. In order to target the chest, what we're going to have to do is a pec fly, bring our elbows in, and something to target the upper chest. The lower chest is already going to be targeted through the fly that we're going to be doing. Okay, so for the pec fly, we're going to want to do any kind of motion where we're bringing our pecs together. This could be a dumbbell fly or a cable fly, but ideally we're going to be wanting to do a pec deck. Now you could also do, if you really wanted to, you could set it up with the cables, but if you're doing it with cables, you have to do it while being seated. Otherwise, it's just going to pull you backwards. Next up, we have the upper pecs. So in order to target the upper pecs, what we're going to want to do is we're going to be wanting to do something where we're bringing our arm upwards. Now, you can target this with a press or a fly, right? So the best thing you're going to want to do, if you really wanted to target it and like it's a weak point, you're going to do a fly, but you're going to use a cuff, put it on your elbow, like right above your elbow, and just bring your arm up. You're also going to want to do this either seated, like completely, or at an incline. This is going to allow you to really hit that upper pec. But if you just want to grow your upper pecs and they're not that big of a weakness, what I would do is I would just do like a pressing motion with your elbows tucked in, but not like at a 30-degree angle, and with just like pressing upwards. So you can do this with a incline dumbbell press, or if you have a really good machine, that would also be ideal. Now to top all of this off, if you want even more chest growth, or if you just want to hit the chest at another angle to avoid overuse injuries in the elbows and stuff, what I would do is include also just a normal flat chest press. Now whenever you're chest pressing, this goes for the incline and the other ones, you don't want to be arching your back excessively. You want to make sure that you're keeping a completely flat back and bracing your core. Trying to stack your shoulders over your waist, over your feet, even if you're seated, right? So you probably shouldn't be leaned back like this. You should just be, sitting naturally with your spine completely stacked. Okay, so now we are moving on to shoulders. Okay, so for shoulders, we have 3 different heads. We have the front delt, the side delt, and the rear delt. Now, I already talked about how to hitting the rear delt in my other video on hitting back, but I'll recap just to make sure you know. So for hitting the rear delt, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to do something where we're pulling our arms backwards, right? We're pulling our arms backwards. But a lot of mistakes people make whenever they're doing exercises for this is that they try to retract their scapula. So rather than only pulling the arms backwards, they'll pull their shoulder blades back too. You don't want to do this because you start to get your traps involved, which takes a lot out of your rear delts. So just keep that in mind whenever you're doing these exercises. You can do rear delt exercises on a pec deck where you're sitting facing the machine, or you can also just do them with a cable. And if you really want to, a lot of people don't even have to hit rear delts because they get hit during rows. But if you're only doing Kelso shrugs, then you're going to need to hit rear delts. We're moving on to the side delts, with the parts that are going to stick out and make you look wider. Now, in order to hit the side delts of the shoulders, what we're going to want to do is we're going to take our arms and pull them upwards like this. Any motion where you're doing that is going to train the side delts. So I like to do this using a cable, set it about this length right here, and pull upwards. So just a cable lateral raise is going to be just about all you need if you're also doing a shoulder press, which we're going to get to later. A cable isn't the only thing you can use. You can use dumbbells, you can use whatever things you have available. I'm just using a cable because it's going to have the most even resistance curve. But the delts don't respond to stretch mediated hypertrophy, which means that you can do them just about anyway with any resistance curve, and you'll probably be fine. So lastly, we have the front delts, which is the front part of your shoulder. Now, a lot of people have been gaslighting, saying that you don't need to target them because they're going to get hit during your flat press and your incline press. This is not true. This is propaganda. Don't listen to me. In order to train the front delts, we're going to need to do a shoulder press. Now, I prefer a machine shoulder press, but you can use a barbell, you can use dumbbells, whatever you want. All you want to make sure is that you're flaring your elbows out and pushing upwards. You can even stop a little bit over here in order to take your triceps out of the equation. Now, if you feel like your front delts are really a weakness, you can try and target them with front raises using a cable or dumbbells. And that's just about all you need to know. Oh, but I don't have any fancy machines. All I have are some dumbbells and my body weight. Well, that's gonna be enough too. So for the pec flies, we can just do dumbbell pec flies while laying down on a bench, or even just a bed or anything where you can lay down. Then for a press, we can just do a normal chest press, just pushing on a bench or a bed or anything once again. And for the incline press, we can, also do just the incline press sitting or leaning back in a chair. Or if you don't have anything at all, you can still train. All you have to do is use your body weight. So for upper chest, we can do decline push-ups. For mid chest, we can just do normal push-ups. For the shoulders, we can do underhand push-ups, elbows like flared out wide. I mean, there are so many options. You don't really have any excuses. So as a quick recap, what exercises do we need? We need a pec fly, a upper chest press or isolation. We need a shoulder press, a lateral raise, and a rear delt targeting exercise where you're bringing your arms backwards. If you really want to target your chest extra, you can also add a chest press, and that is all you need to know.